Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new. We don't got a name for it yet, but we're just gonna call it Toast Time. We're gonna call it Toast Time meets Kriegs Korner for this one. Going forward, I'm just gonna let everybody know right now. Going forward, we are combining the two shows. We will have Kriegs Korner combined with Toast Time, and you will see a lot more of me and Adam. And this will be probably not. This won't be the last time Jackson will be here, but
Definitely
Jackson will
not.
go and start. Jackson will go and start
No.
doing some other. He's gonna go and start going into some other stuff. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into it here. Uh, I'm here with Jackson Law for one of the last times as my co-host, and then
As
I got my
official
new
co-host,
one coming
yeah.
up, Adam Krieger. So, guys, let's get into this. First off. What I want to say is that we may not have a name right now, but me and Adam will work on that. It's gonna be it's gonna be special because me and Adam are both New York guys. Uh, we'll have a good show. I know last time I was on Kriegs Corner. We had a good little fiery episode.
We almost got in some
Adam
trouble.
just asked me about all the teams that it was in the middle of can't standing at the moment. So, as always, as soon as I start ranting is when content gets good.
It's true. Oh, look, there's the train.
And there it is, right on cue.
That was the first time I really heard the train. I know your little tagline is if you listen closely, you can hear the train. First of all, that time I didn't listen that closely. That was really loud.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I know.
It's very loud. It's very loud today.
I don't normally hear it when you stream on Twitch.
It's an angry train. Whoever the conductor is, he's got some personal issues he's got to work out. He's taking it out on the entire town.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about kind of what this is going to be. I know it kind of came together last minute, and we can kind of talk about how we got there and why we decided to make this decision. But I just think it should be better for both of our shows combined. We were both, you and I, Anthony, were both spread pretty thin. Jackson obviously spread the most thin out of pretty much almost everyone here because he's got his hand in everything, and he is the stir that stirs the drink for most of the video content, the YouTube series and stuff that goes here. And he's got Tandemonium. So I just thought that maybe all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. We were getting shit on from a lot of people. Trey made a post a few days ago about how our podcast need to step it up. I think the podcasts are kind of just whittled down. We had First Take, that's fucking gone with the losers. And now, yeah, sorry, I'm not really sorry. So now it's down to Cheese, Tandemonium. It was Toast Time, Kriegs Corner, and then what am I missing?
Lead word,
right?
Which that's pretty much like a football type thing. Anytime there's football news is when that comes along. And then we did start a new show. I was a part of the first episode just as a guest.
I watched it last night, yeah.
But the new Balls Deep fantasy football show.
And we can't forget
we were doing the fantasy show before that too. This is just a rebranded version because the last one was just called the Vendetta Fantasy Show, and that was just that was some bland toast that was being put out there.
Oh, bland toast. We're back to the toast puns.
Dude, the toast puns, man. That's how Anthony and I grew closer we just started making puns in the Slack chat one day. And Adam, you said you're gonna ask this.
I believe it was referring to I think it was a Browns game or something.
Yeah.
Might have been a Browns game because I do remember I was like, man, oh no, it was that corner. It was that corner. I think, it was some corner. I was like, he just got burnt.
It was some corner. He got burnt. So like, Anthony said he was like toast. I said he was like burnt toast, and it just kept going like back and forth with toast puns for different people. And I said, make a podcast, call it Toast Time, something like that. And then he messaged me like later that night, and he's like, yo, I kind of like that. He's like, I asked Trey if we could do that. He's cool with it. Do you want to do it? I was like, sure, yeah, why not? I had literally like 2 weeks earlier had just started the Tandemonium. So like within the same month, I went from doing no podcast, just appearing on shows, to being a co-host on 2 podcasts that have had like over 30 episodes each. or close to 30 episodes with Toast Time.
Yeah.
Said that you guys are pretty close to 30 now.
Yeah, I
believe
think
we
it's
were at like
28 or
25.
29,
Yeah, 28, 29. That's about it. That's about right.
something like that.
I hit 30, I think, 2 weeks ago. This was going to be 31. But I mean, I was doing 2 episodes a week for a little bit. So that's the reason why I got there. But I mean, just like as far as I kind of said from my perspective, I mean, I want to know how Anthony, you were kind of the last one to know about this. I don't know if that was on purpose. I had a late night thought last night, and I was like, I've been thinking about it for a minute. I was like, you know what, like you and I, Anthony, we're 15 minutes away from each other. Like we can meet up in person. Like
Yeah.
the dynamics definitely changed a little bit. We've seen what the All Day Everyday show with the in-person recordings, and they're kind of they're moving the bar, and Tandemonium's going live, and she's just obviously doing numbers. But I'm not trying to get left behind, and I just thought we can combine our forces and get here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, what I was telling you before is that like in person is so much. It's just like I know, you feel more into it. You got a lot more energy than just being on Zoom, and that just goes for everybody. I mean, that's just with this whole pandemic that's been going, that went on for the past year and a half, whatever it is. Just being in person just really gets it going. And I will tell you this: me and Adam have been brainstorming a little bit. There will definitely be some in person things being done, and there's a lot of things we can do with two guys that live 15 minutes from each other. So
With a
a lot more
casino in the
opportunity.
middle, there's a casino in the middle of
Yeah.
us, which is the
Oh,
worst
that's
part.
Oh well,
That's great.
it's
That's
getting
great.
nice. It's getting nice out now. So like Saturday, like there's gonna be times like Saturday nights. I will be like, yo, Adam, meet me at the raceway. We're gonna go and
Oh my God.
we're gonna go
Bring
bet
a
on these
camera.
horses.
Go be the degent. I mean, that's literally though, like what we can do. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple. You go watch and we film each other
Yeah.
betting on horses. We lose and we make a video. It goes up on TikTok, and we're making content. And I keep Anthony out of the fucking Survivor list because I don't want to. I don't want to be in that spot again. You have any thoughts on that or no?
Yeah. Let me. I gotta ask you. So like, I didn't even know that I was mentioned because I watched the last Survivor. I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was in the middle of doing something. So I kind of just was skipping through parts. Didn't even know that I was voted on. I don't want to know names. I don't. Honestly, it's better off that I don't know names. All I'll say is this: Trey knows my situation. He's the only person that I have to answer to, and if he ever has a problem, which I know he doesn't because he would tell me, if he ever has a problem, he'll tell me directly. But other than that, he's the only person I have to answer to, and like he knows my situation. Jackson knows my deal. Adam, you know my deal. So like, if people want to give me votes here or there, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of just wasting your time. I'm just gonna let people know that now. Within the site, you want to vote for me, you're kind of wasting your time.
Well, you'll never be on the list again.
Yeah,
that's my job.
Yeah. And Trey, he's just wanting you to call him, man. He's always telling me, he's like,
I mean,
I
he
need
said it
Anthony to call
he said
me.
it in the video. Like the only reason you're on that list is you haven't given him a call. But now things are gonna be smooth. Now we're gonna fuck everyone else's show up. Like
yeah, and let me just, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Adam. I'm
no,
sorry.
go,
It's
go,
just
go.
the way my brain's moving and
go,
thinking. It's just,
go.
let me say from this whole situation from my perspective too, is like, I don't feel like I'm getting pushed out or anything. Trey called me today while I was at work, and he said, hey, I wanted to run something by you. And he told me the conversation that him and Adam had about it. And Trey thought it was a pretty good idea, and he wanted to get my thoughts on it. And I was great. I was happy about it because I know Adam and Anthony, I remember their episode they had together. And like they said, they're two New Yorkers, so they get really fired up about things that they're passionate about. It is great content. And the fact that they're 15 minutes or less away from each other means that the two of them will be able to create much greater content outside the confines of what you're seeing right now than what Anthony and I ever could. Like even on the Tandemonium, like the Tandemonium has been doing really great, and we've kind of reached the, I don't want to say we've reached the peak yet, obviously not, but for what we can do right now in our current situation, which was going live and we're getting really great guests. And we have a lot of cool stuff and a lot of guests lined up for the future that we think are going to be really awesome. Shout out to Kane for helping us with that, for kind of becoming our bookie, kind of taking a little bit off of Courtney, which Anthony knows how goated Courtney is. He is,
Yeah.
which I mean, we can't even keep a producer around here ever since Courtney left. We get one and they ghost us, or they just like, hey, I'm out, peace, But I don't feel slighted in any way. I don't feel like I'm being pushed out or anything for anyone that's thinking about that or thinks that there's any drama going on. Squashing it right now. No one may be thinking that, but I'm squashing the idea right now before it gets to anybody. I couldn't be happier. And it's not like I'm getting like 3 hours on a Wednesday back. That's just going to go back into the site. That's going to go back into trying into improving our video content, which is kind of something that started at the end of the pandemic, or not the end of the pandemic, but kind of towards the end of the year last year, like in the August, September range is when I started making video content. And then it's grown this much. And just that short amount of time, we've gained like over 200 subscribers since I've started doing it. We're about to hit affiliate level on Twitch. All that's super amazing, but there's still a lot of work to do. And just those couple of hours of, and I told Trey about this too, is that we sometimes don't have the most reliable of interns. Like this class is probably one of the better classes we've had, but still, like, it's tough to have a video intern to regularly get clips and send it to our TikTok guy and put stuff out on TikTok, because that's like the best platform right now for pushing what, like, we're trying to grow our video content. That's like the best thing that we can do right now, is to really put stuff up on TikTok. So producer Alex has been helping me a lot with that. We've been in contact. He's been finding a lot of stuff. He's been deep in the weeds on figuring out the algorithm and everything. Obviously, our TikTok guy, Mormundo, he's got a couple of TikToks that have thousands of views. One of them has like 160,000 views and like 13,000 likes. It's insane. So that's just my side of it. I'm not going away anywhere, and of course I'll be back at some point, sometime.
Yeah, I mean, fine. I kind of want to hear your take on how the whole thing went down before I kind of set my thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be honest, listen, I'm always up for suggestions and how to make stuff better. I'm cool with it. It was fine. It was fine by me. And you know what? It's not like it just got dropped on me, because like this kind of just all came together within the matter of 24 hours. Like, I mean, we talked about it today, a little around 12 or 1 o'clock. So it all came together pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm totally cool with it. It's something that I think will, work out really well for us. And I think that the content that we can make now, with me and you, Adam, just having that dynamic of, there are times where there are things that we can do like in person together and make content that way. I think that'll grow us even more. And I think that'll be better off for us in the long run. So yeah, it was perfectly fine by me. Second you guys explained it, I was, I was all in 100%. I was like, I like this. This will work.
And it kind of really just says a lot about the producers and the people that are behind the scenes, and the people that kind of are what we don't consider like the on-camera talent, but people that really make this thing tick. You guys weren't having any issues until Courtney left, and then as soon as Courtney got reassigned, we saw. And I've never, in my show, I never had like a producer or an intern. I was the intern, and I just and there wasn't a podcast for me to work on, so I just decided to make my own and go from there. But then even just from that, like it's hard to book the guests, do the clips, do all that stuff yourself, and I was struggling myself, and it's just, why are we both going to be stretched thin when we can combine and make someone better? And now this way, I think we're down to like 5 Vendetta shows, and we're gonna try and everyone's gonna try and have their day. I know All Day Every Day show pretty much goes out twice a week, but Kriegs Korner was going out twice a week, but now it's going to be one Tandemoniums on Tuesdays. So we're going to try and find a date where, if you're looking for a Vendetta podcast, you have an hour a day of Vendetta audio content to listen to every morning. You're not competing with another podcast in here because, even at the mega podcast companies, like Barstool, for example, when they first started their podcast, they had two, and it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and that was just how you're not splitting your own audience. And eventually, I hope we're at the point where the site where we have enough people that they can choose which podcast they want to listen to, and they're both mega successful. But we're not there yet, and we're trying to build our brand. So as far as maybe it's one less podcast a week because Toast Time was going out and Kriegs Korner was going out, but I don't think that's going to hurt our YouTube channel or our numbers. If anything, the better, if we have one better podcast, that's going to be ultimately better than two shitty podcasts. That was my take on it, and I'm just sick of all day everyday show being the new hot chick around here. I want to fuck some shit up too. And I like producer Alex too, and I like Manny, and I like that squad they got going over there. But
no, that's good friendly competition. It's we're all pushing each other to be better, and we'll all be better because of it. So yeah, they've set a new bar. So and Tandemonium has set a new bar because Tandemonium has gone live. Tandemonium's got bigger fish that has been caught and is coming in. So now's the time to really get it going. And you see everybody else doing what they're doing. It's like, okay, now what can we do? What can we do that's different? What can we bring to the table? How do we make ourselves watchable? And I think these two guys have the formula to do it.
hope so.
I'd watch the hell out of you guys flipping out at losing money at the races.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned that our number. I'm a little concerned that our best meeting point is a casino that is not a fun place to be. It's like there's two very different sides of that place, Empire City. You got the degenerates, and then you got like the people like me, and Font, the suburb boys that are going down there just like trying to have a little bit of fun, but the two paths get mixed, and you're in for a fun night.
Nothing is better. Nothing is better than the group of like these old Jamaican guys that go and bet on races over there. There's like they huddle up in like a group of 50, and they're watching the stuff on the track, and then the other horse races on the TV behind them. It is like it is phenomenal what they got going over there, and me and Adam are gonna go get in on that.
Horse racing degenerates are a different breed of people.
Absolutely.
They're not, they're in a different breed of even gamblers by themselves. Just like they're just sick fucks, and there's no better way to put that. I mean, as far as like what our actual show is going to concern, I think there's parts of what I was doing on Kriegs Korner, what you guys were doing, that we're going to combine and put, the best of both worlds. Like, I was talking to Trey a little bit earlier, and I think that there's, I've been doing pretty much mostly interview stuff. I have bring on someone new every week and to try and, introduce the new Vendetta people or whatever the case may be. I mean, I've had outside guests, I've had inside guests, but I think what the future is going to be is a little bit of, we're going to try and do some segments, Anthony and I, where we build up, we have our own chemistry, and we talk about, probably it's going to be mostly New York sports, honestly, because that's, the shit that's literally entrenched in our DNA, and like it or not, we're New Yorkers through and through, so that's always going to come through. But I think Font's on the same page as me, where I do want to just keep bringing on people from Vendetta, whether it's a half hour or whether it's that's the entire episode that day, or we're doing two halves where we got a break in the middle. There is so much potential in what we're doing, and there's no point in having two split shows where we can combine our brains, do a little bit of both, and just make everything pop. So I'm excited.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good, fun new step going forward.
Do we have any sports we want to talk about, or just want to keep doing Vendetta company shit?
Okay. Now there is one thing.
Okay.
There's one thing I want to talk about. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to Brian Tan, Jackson's Calls Tandemonium Show. This man tweeted the single most funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It was about the guy fighting at the Suns game last week. Brian Tan called him Jefferson Legal, Jackson's alter ego, who was his Suns fan, ragging Suns in 4, ragging on the Nuggets fan. That was absolutely phenomenal. Jackson, you didn't tell me you got an evil twin out there.
Yeah, dude.
Phoenix.
He's out there. He's out there making a name for himself, getting famous. For listen, the dude, two dudes had the high ground on him. Scares one of them off. Beats the crap out of his bro. Calls his shot, saying Suns in 4. The Suns win in 4. And then people are making T-shirts out of it. And then Devin Booker tweeted, "Need
Yep.
the man's info." So that man's going to be sitting courtside probably
That dude
at,
went on
at a
yeah.
Western Conference Finals game and get himself a signed D Book jersey or some shoes or whatever. Is gonna meet D Book in some shape, form, or fashion. If he's lucky, maybe he gets close to Kendall Jenner too. But who knows? But good for him. Good for my alter ego for being out there and doing the Lord's work.
He went on like Part of My Take today. He was on the Dave Portnoy show as well. And I mean, the shirt, the merch we were talking about, he's doing partners, and it was so funny. He's like, all I want to do is just shoot around with the team. That's all he wants to do. Like, sorry, dude. I think everyone wants to shoot around with the NBA team, but just this is such a funny guy. He wasn't a hockey guy, which was the common thought because the way he pulled the jersey over, but jersey change, you just beat the shit out of him. It was funny. But
That was the most pathetic
legend.
That was the most pathetic display of high ground I've ever seen in my life.
Obi-Wan is somewhere crying.
Cry. Cry.
Ewan McGregor is just crying somewhere, and oh no, I'm having a brain fart. Who was the guy that played him in the 80s in the original trilogy? Alec Guinness is rolling over in his grave. Sir Alec Guinness is rolling over in his tomb right now, because someone has lost the high ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's all-time stadium fight, all-time. I don't think we've seen like a true like viral clip like that in a while, especially because the way, it was a West Coast game. It started at like I think like 9:30 Eastern time.
Yeah,
so
it's ridiculous.
That video didn't really make its way till Twitter till like 3 a.m. Eastern, where it was getting on everyone's feed, and then woke up the next morning, it literally had like 1.2 million views. It's like holy shit, just from a little stadium fight.
Guy beats the crap out of another guy and changes his life forever because now he's an internet sensation. He got his few seconds of fame, and
I was in a stadium fight. I'm not famous. What the fuck's that about?
And he's gonna cash out. Okay, now I got to hear this story.
So game 4, Eastern Conference semifinals, Hurricanes at Islanders. I'm at Barclays. Anthony knows a lot about this, but Long Island people are just generally really trashy. They kind of suck. I have Long Island family, I have Long Island friends, but they all know they're pretty trash. But I'm standing up. I'm a Hurricanes fan because of a local connection. And I'm sitting up Barclays, so it's in New York. I'm with my dad. My dad's me, except bigger. He's 6'1" ball. He's fucking big, and he's sitting next to me. He's soft as shit though. Sorry, Dad. He could probably hear me, but whatever. So we're getting in a fight, and Hurricanes just score a goal to go up 2-0, and I'm sitting in. I have pretty good seats, so I stand up. I'm clapping, getting a few boos, all like friendly banter. You boo me all you want. I don't really care. Then play resumes, and someone's trying to get back to their seat because I'm in New York. They just got down 2-0. There was no air in the arena. It was pretty much dead silent. So I stand up, and I'm letting an Islanders fan back to his seat. I'm wearing a Hurricanes hat. He just kind of knocks off the back of my head. I was like, yo, like what? It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was like, you don't have to touch me, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes like this, takes my glasses off my face like this, and throws them over his shoulder. And we're in a fucking arena. Jackson, you're a glasses wearer. No one touches other people's glasses. You don't touch another man's glasses. No. It's pretty fucking simple.
You get a smudge on it. I'm pissed,
dude. So I wound up and I took one shot at him, and by the time I have to show you guys the hoodie. I still have the hoodie, but by the time I got one hand on him, I was getting pulled apart by like a million fucking Long Island trash people just pounding me in the back of the head. If you watch the game replay, if you look behind the Hurricanes goal, no one's watching the game. Everyone's full blown turning around, staring at me. Meanwhile, I got 5 cops pulling me back. I got this guy. My dad's sitting to my left. The guy's on my dad's lap. I'm wailing, punching the back of his head, and then we go out. And similar to that guy, where I was an away team in my home city, though, I was, an away fan, and luckily there were two good Islander fans that saw, two big guys. They saw how everything went down, and luckily I wasn't arrested. But why didn't I get famous from a stadium fight?
Yeah.
Would have made my life
Yeah.
a lot easier.
You should have turned around and said Canes
Canes in
and
4.
however.
And
Yeah.
Canes in 4.
Canes in 4. They
Yeah.
did win in 4 too.
Should have last word should have been Canes in 4, and you walk out, mic drop. Let them win it in 4, and they all would have known.
Ended up being really cool though, because I got escorted to my own little part of the arena. Cops were protecting me, and then as soon as the game ended, they just took me right out. I didn't have to worry about meeting with any fans. They took me out a side entrance. I was probably in my car within like 10 minutes of the final horn. You can't beat that, especially in New York. Got to beat that traffic home.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
The Barclays too.
That place is horrible though.
First of all, not hockey arena. I'm not an Islander fan, but I'm actually so happy that they moved back to Nassau because it was a terror. I went to the Barclays for a hockey game, and I was just like, this isn't a hockey arena. Like,
It's not even a basketball arena.
weird.
It's a music.
Barely.
It's a music arena, right? It's meant for Jay-Z and Beyonce and their musical performances, and
Now,
it's the
did they
scoreboard's offset to the right.
Did they specifically build the Barclays Center? They didn't. Was it there when the Nets moved to Brooklyn?
No, they built it for the Nets.
They built it for the Nets because Hove wanted it. Hove wanted another New York team that wasn't the Knicks, so he just built the stadium and bought like a third of a.
Yeah, well, then that makes sense that it's more geared towards music than sports because
he was.
That makes sense because Jay-Z was heavily involved with the Nets.
Yeah.
When they moved, I remember that.
He only owns like a third of a percent. He is like very minimally involved in that, but he just is like the face of it, which is
I mean, Drake's the same way with Toronto, with the Raptors. They even have jerseys. They had the OVO jerseys.
Yeah.
Like 2, 3, 4 years ago. They were, but I'm just saying they had the OVO owl on them. You couldn't ask for more like better marketing if you're Drake.
Drake. Soldier Boy. Yeah, I mean, like we kind of just got into, it's going to be a very New York sports oriented, at least for half of it. And I do think that part of the reason why bringing in a guest will be able to help eliminate that, because obviously, just because we're New Yorkers doesn't mean all of our listeners are going to be New Yorkers. We're going to try and make it not just like a regional show. I don't know. There's a lot to be determined still. I think it's, good for the future. I'm excited about it, and just, I don't know. I keep saying I'm excited about it. I can't believe you didn't watch the full thing. I needed to know, I wanted you to call out the people that voted for you. Like we needed the fireworks, especially on episode 1 or episode 0.
I remember one of them. I don't remember the other one though.
I mean, I remember them both. Do you want me to say it or no?
Don't even. The last time this happened, I ended up being me and Alex had to have like a full on like heart to heart bro talk because things got like way too out of control.
But that's kind of like what the company meeting was about the other day too. Is apparently everyone's just trying to fight each other. But if you weren't even included in
some
that,
of that stuff gets wild.
I thought Trey was going to name names because it makes things so much more fun when you just
go
out and isolate
that whole thing that like happened with me and producer Alex. That was not even the first time that like we had something like that.
No, he put out missing person report on you. Unfortunately, that was on me. Not unfortunately, that was on my show. That kind of respilled back over.
I don't. No, we're past that. Me and him are cool now. That was fine. It was whatever.
Listen, all you gotta know is that there's a lot of people Team Anthony. You weren't voted out. That's all that matters. Now you're here.
I appreciate it. It's just the second I get things a little better in my day-to-day life, and by that I mean like it's just when I get a new job that will allow me to have more time here, then that's what's gonna happen. It's just as of right now, it's just the way that things are.
Obviously their things first. Everyone's got their primary way to keep food on their table and all that shit now, and especially we're trying to get it to that this is a point where we can all do this full time, put all of our energy in it, but we're obviously not there yet. We're probably a little bit ahead of schedule. I know, Font, you're being requested in Vegas heavily. I know Jackson will make an appearance. I'm trying to make an appearance, but yeah, I mean, we're doing things. Trey wanted everyone to suck his dick about that we're going to Vegas, so we're going to Vegas, everyone.
Thank you, Trey. And listen. He straight up lied when he said people don't say they're excited. I have on numerous occasions said, dude, excited for Vegas. Can't wait.
I said the same thing, and listen, we all like Trey.
That's just him stirring the pot.
Trey's our boss.
Yeah, of course.
He's the
is.
number one pot stirrer because I swore myself I was past this, but 2 weeks ago on That's Some Cheese, he had Emma on. I like Emma. She's really good at her job, I think. When she dips her toe into content, she seems like her articles and her hockey stuff, like she's good at what she does. But then she took a very unnecessary, not even unnecessary, like fine, take the shot at me. I think for some reason she doesn't like me. I never was able to figure out why. I think there's secretly some people here that don't like me, but that's a whole nother issue. And then this is like, I don't really want to just keep burying the grave, but she's like, no one cares about the stuff you write about. And she named a specific thing that I write about a lot. And then all I had to do was take a screenshot of our Hall of Fame, which is our most viewed post all time, sent it. All 7 of them had to do specifically with what she said no one came here to read about. I'm sorry. Next time you're gonna take a shot at me, make sure it's one that has some validity. I like Emma too because she's gonna be getting these clips out, and I'm sure maybe she'll be on here down the road. But you kind of let me get distracted. Trey was at fault for that because Trey was like, "Why don't you like Kriegs Korner?" She said her topic. Meanwhile, the only reason I even started writing about Barstool was because I know that Trey personally is not a big fan of them. The only reason I even started writing about them is because he asked me to write about them. And once I figured out that those are what gets clicks and that's what moves the needle around here, like I know we're not in football season. Apparently football season's a whole new world. I know Font's been here, and Jackson's been here.
Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Football
Like going from like the first fall that I was here to the second fall, it was nuclear explosions.
So I'm not here for that. And all I'm trying to do is get views in the in between months. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to give myself some value at the site. So, Emma, I'm sorry for keep bringing it up. This will be the last time. Just next time, take shots. Make sure they're headshots. That's all I'll say.
Oh man,
I'll maybe I get Emma to come on and you and her can have.
I'm 100% down with having Emma on. My first response was actually attempted at her because I was like, let's talk about it. She wasn't even in the podcast group, and by the time I got angry, and then I came down because like you, Font, New Yorkers. Once I get past my point, like it becomes like bad, so I have to cool myself down, play some video games, load up a game, I'll be the show real quick, like strike out 4 times, and then just move past it.
Yeah, I know, and it's like there's been 2 occasions I think here where I've lost my cool, and it's just kind of embarrassing when I do it.
Jackson, when have you lost your cool? I feel like
I remember once.
Well, once it was very recent. It was with producer Alex, but we hashed it out.
Oh, that's right.
We hashed it out. We hashed it out.
I know you're talking about.
So we're cool and cool with Manny and everything. Everything's cool all day, every day show crew. But then a former employee, but can you call someone an employee when they were hardly here, was Mr. Ramirez. It's Mr. Ramirez because listen, for months, literally all that dude did was hop in the Slack to talk shit about Tua. That was it. That's all that man would do. That was it. And it got to a boiling point to me, man, because I'm just like, you're an idiot if you think that like 3 games of a rookie season for a rookie coming off, I went on the whole spiel, and I even talked about it a little bit last night. I was like, man, glad Ramirez isn't here because Tua threw like 5 picks in OTAs yesterday. But today apparently he was balling, and Tui even admitted yesterday. He said he had a bad day, but he said it was just him pushing himself to see what he could and what he couldn't do, what he
What
couldn't get
practice is
away
all
with,
about,
and just
right?
yeah. And it's 7-on-7. It's just like they're going hard at it, but it's not like it's game situations that they're going in. They're just okay. You run this route, you run this route. I'll try to get it to you here. Let's see if the corner can make a great play. And the Dolphins have a great secondary. Well, I mean, it depends on if Xavier Howard comes back, because that man is going to be wanting a crazy contract, because he was the first corner in like over a decade to have double-digit interceptions in a season. He got exactly 10. Got his 10th in the last game of the season when they got blown out by Buffalo, but it is what it is. Buffalo's fantastic. Buffalo's great. They're going to be winning the division for years to come. I just hope my Dolphins can stay competitive and maybe win a time or two in there, by taking out Josh Allen's kneecaps. I'm kidding. Josh Allen's great. I love Josh Allen. Would never wish harm on that man. Which that was the only way that the Dolphins ever won the division. The Dolphins won the division one time in Tom Brady's tenure, and it was because Tom Brady broke his leg. And it's because Tom Brady broke his leg. That's also the reason why you can't tackle a quarterback below the knees now, is because Tom Brady got injured and he cried to the commissioner and they changed the rule. And it wasn't even like a tackle either. It was like the guy got pushed in the back and he was stumbling forward, so he just dove at the quarterback.
Just remembering that injury in my head, though, that shit. Anything needs.
Yeah,
Though,
yeah, because that was the Matt Castle year, and then that was also the Chad Pennington year when he won Comeback Player of the Year. Dolphins won like 11 games and took.
You say Chad Pennington, and I just think of the failed, miserable years with the Jets, and then one year to the Dolphins, and he wins a fucking division title.
Yeah, Comeback Player of the Year, baby.
Yeah.
Then he dipped after that. Then I think they moved on to Trent Green, and then he got concussed like 5 times to the point where he didn't know where he was or who he was. There's been a lot of Dolphins quarterbacks. I remember a lot of them, but there's a lot more that I don't remember, and it's just kind of blocked out of my memory.
There's just too many. And
Jay Feely, Jay Fiedler, AJ Feely, Dante Culpepper, Trent Green,
Jay Cutler,
yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
Did you hear that quote the other day? He said, he's like, I did not want to play for Miami, but Kristen, his ex-wife, was like, you need to go get paid for that. Like, you need to go we need more money. So he had to go to Miami for 1 year.
He also said he was not prepared for his broadcasting job.
Shocking. The dude who literally doesn't give a shit about anything was unprepared for something. I like Jay Cutler, but like, dude, like you're the biggest like mail time. Like, I don't blame you. Like, if you're gonna mail it in,
he got paid, so he got paid to mail it in.
Get the bag. I think. Anything else you guys want to talk about? We're pretty much time's almost up. If we want, we can, redo another one of these, but. Fine. Anything you want to say, Jackson? I'm not replacing you. It's gonna be a new show. It's gonna no ill will.
Again, don't get it twisted, people. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. I'm gonna be even more busy now. They think they're giving me a break. They're not. They're not doing me a favor in the slightest.
Jackson's just gonna go and do a bunch of other busy work.
It's gonna be more work. And then Adam, you talked about like covering ourselves, until we make it big. It's getting to the point where like I have an opportunity to go back and get my PhD, so I may be going back to school sometime soon in the next year or so. That's a decision I got to make, because that's going to take so much money. But
I tell you what,
again,
we need some Twitch subs for that.
Dr. Law sounds amazing.
Oh, if that happens, I'm making everybody on the site call me Dr. Law.
I'll call you
100%. 100%. You don't call me doctor, then you're out. That's it. I'm going to train. I'm saying I want this man gone.
Survivor style. Survivor style. All right. That's going to do it for this episode of Toast Time times Kriegs Korner, the Farewell J Law episode, the end of new beginnings. Or the start of new beginnings, the end of an era. This is going to come out on both Toast Times and Kriegs Korner for now. We're going to one YouTube site, and they're going to go up on the audio feeds, but it'll be on the site. We'll let you know what the future is going to hold. I'm excited about it. Anthony, I'm excited to work with you. Jackson, I know we're going to work together in the future. So I appreciate you guys for listening, and we'll see what the future holds. Have a good day.